Hi everyone, hope you're well. I'm here today with our visualization video for week 2 of our self-care challenge. I'm in the car again today because the house is so noisy. Not only is it noisy in the house, people are in their gardens enjoying the lovely weather and they're making whole heap of noise as well. So I've come in the car. Still a little bit noisy out here, but it's not as bad as in the house. I have my notes here so that I can try and stay on track. And this video is going to be a lot of information. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be very long, but it's going to be like information, like intensive information. I hope it's not information overload. And I'm probably not going to go way into depth or anything like that. I'm going to keep it quite brief, but I also wanted to be as informative as I could. So, with visualization, there's a lot of, how can I put this? There's a lot of, I don't know what word I'm looking for, a lot of ideas or a lot of ways or stuff, things, I don't know, that visualization can entail. And in this video, I'm not talking about like creative visualization or new age type stuff, or like, it's not the law of attraction I'm talking about. It's not universe or energies or stuff like that. I'm not talking about that kind of visualization. I'm talking about visualizing your goals, your attainments, the things you want to change about yourself, visualizing them into the way you want them to be and the way to help you get to your goals and to help you be focused. Yeah, so I'm looking at using visualization as a tool, not using it on its own, not using it as some like kind of, I don't know how to put it. I was trying to say not some kind of special, elusive kind of tool all by itself. So yeah, it's not that. First and foremost, me for myself, I believe that God is sovereign, that he's above all, and that I want his will for my life. So it's not about going past him or over him or trying to manipulate him or anything like that. It's about using tools to better ourselves for self-improvement and stuff like that. So with that whole disclaimer out the way, visualization, everything starts in the mind. You have an image or a dream or an idea or an inspiration that's in your mind before it comes reality. An example that I thought about when I was thinking about this video that I was going to put together is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. When we was in Dubai, I had the great opportunity to visit the Burj Khalifa, and I just found it so inspiring that you're thinking about someone had an idea, whether it be a person or a group of people, but there was an idea. And yes, maybe the idea was, I want to have the tallest building in the world, or I want to have the tallest that ever has been or seen or whatever. But it still was an idea. And not only that, with the idea, they had to think about everything that they needed, everything that they was going to use, the tools, the capabilities. They had to have an architect who could think. And if you think about a building, they had to have all that knowledge as well of how a building that tall is going to stand, everything else that comes along with that. But when I was there, I was like looking at, before you go up, they have like some information stuff that you can look at, and then they show like what it looked like. They show plans, and then they have some quotes and stuff like that. And it just was so inspiring, you know. That just kind of made me think about, you know, when you're visualizing things, that a small idea, it can become such a great big thing. So the benefits of visualization is that it builds courage. You know, you can envision scenarios, and if they're scary or you have any anxiety about them, when you visualize them, it kind of builds your confidence because you can see that you've achieved them. And you know, combats negativity by bringing positivity. Like anything that you think of that might be a negative thing, you can like take it out of the equation. It fosters purpose, it fosters creativity, and it helps you to develop new skills faster. Now, visualization, it triggers hormones and synapses, and it makes it easier for goal achievements. Now, here comes a little bit of information which I found really interesting. So hopefully me sharing it with you will be interesting as well. It was just a couple of studies that were done that showed that mental exercise can be nearly as effective as physical exercise. So one of them was published in 2004 for the Neuropsychologia, I think that's how you pronounce it, publication anyway. And it looked at muscle strength increasing. They had physical workouts and mental workouts. There were 30 volunteers over 12 weeks. They did little finger contractions and elbow flexion. So the first group did mental little finger contractions. The second group did mental elbow flexions. Oh my gosh. And the third groups, they did no training at all. And the fourth group, they did physical finger contractions. And they looked at the cortical output signal. So they found that the muscle strength increased by 35% for the people who did mental little finger contractions, 13.5% for the people who did the mental elbow flexions. There was no significant change for the people who are not trained. And for the people who did physical finger contractions, they gained 53% strength. So looking at that, if we just look at the little fingers, so the mental, like I said, those who did mental finger contractions, they were at 35%. That is more than half of the people who did the physical finger contractions. And it just goes to show that your mind, like just thinking about it, just visualizing it, that whole body was changed. It was really interesting. The other one that I looked at was 2011, and it was published in the Frontiers in Psychology. They wanted to see the magnitude of strength gains. So they also did physical and mental workouts. They had 12 sessions, but what they did first, they let the people have 4 weeks before they before they intervened and before they started all their training. They let the people just have 4 weeks of just their normal stuff. And I know this experiment is used to help people understand if, for instance, they train a lot and they're not able to train, maybe they've been injured or something like that, and they're not able to train anymore. Sometimes when that happens, you lose some of your gains, you lose some of the muscle strength, you lose some of the gains, and then when you go back to training, you find that you've gone back a little bit. So they wanted to see if doing mental exercises or a mental workout would mean that you didn't lose anything. So when you go back to the gym or you go back to your training routine, you'd be able to just go back, you'd be able to pick it back up and you wouldn't have lost any of your strength gains. So anyway, so they had 3 groups who had mental and physical workouts, but they had a percentage of physical workout to mental workout. So the first group had 75% physical and 25% mental. The second group had 50-50. The third group had 25% versus 75%. And the fourth group, they did physical workouts. And the fifth group, they did none, no mental nor physical workout. And they tested them with bench presses, leg presses, tricep curling, I think that's what it was, and calf raising. So the groups who did a mixture of mental and physical, they had strength gains of 3% to 4.2%. The people who had physical workouts, they were 51%, and the people who had none, they were 0.2%. So when they did all of their training and everything else, they left them for, was it a week? I didn't write it down. I think they left them for a week. I'll write down the correct one. And the attained training effects remained stable. They had no reduction of strength gains. So yeah, it was just quite interesting to me, that, and it shows that really when you visualize stuff and how powerful your mind is, really it's just like such an important tool to use, and it's important to tap into your full potential. So when you're visualizing, you can do it in the morning, you know, after you've done your prayers, you're thankful that you'll wake up and everything else. Before you get out of bed, you can visualize, you can think of the day ahead, you can imagine yourself winning in every situation, combating any difficult situation that's coming up, and just having a good start to your day. You can also do it before bed, and when you do so, it helps you to sleep better. So let's talk about the exercises now. You can do warm-up exercises. So you can visualize. If you just visualize, you can, like just now, just think about it. You can think about what you had for lunch today. Just as simple as that. Just think about what you had for lunch today. Really think about it. Think about what it tastes like, what it looked like, what it smelled like. And now you can also visualize your front door. What does it look like? Look at the numbers that's on there, if they've got numbers on there, the color of it, the shape of it, has it got windows or not windows? Visualize exactly how your front door looks. You can visualize a friend or a loved one. What do they look like? What do they, you know, their features, their face, what does their face look like? You know, really think about them, really think about the person, think about the emotions that person brings up. Think about, you know, if it's a really dear friend or a loved one, your emotions will be like, you know, nice and, you know, really loving, kind of really nice emotions. You can actually feel it. Another thing to think about is a holiday that you've been on. Like, think about where you went, the destination. You can think about the journey there. You can think about some of the things that you did while you was there. Just visualize it and see it. So you can move up a level now and think about a bowl of lemons. Think about how they look. Then think about taking one of the lemons out. What does it feel like? You know, think about it in your hand. Not only just the look of it, but what it feels like. Then you imagine cutting one in half. Like the smell. Does it invoke, I was going to say salivation, saliva? Does it invoke that sharp feeling you get at the back of your mouth? Just imagine, my mouth's actually kind of watering as I'm thinking about it now. And I'm not even visualizing it that much. Now take a taste of it. What do you taste? What does it taste like? Can you taste that tart feeling, that really that sour taste? That's just one warm-up exercise. Now think of some stairs. Think about them, see them, look at them. You see the stairs. Now start to walk up the stairs. What does it feel like? Feel your muscles starting to stretch, your legs stretching as you put your foot down on each step. Now imagine that you're running up the stairs. You're starting to run. You're oh my gosh, you see, I started to feel a bit out of breath. That's a shame. Tells me I need to exercise more, isn't it? But no, you start to run up the stairs. You can feel your heart rate kind of getting up. You feel it running. You're running faster and faster. Think about how you feel, because you know sometimes when you run up the stairs, you have that invigorating kind of feeling that the way then your body's moving fast. Your heart starts to race a little bit. Your breathing becomes a bit more. It takes you a little bit more. And your foot, you know, the feeling of going between steps. Another thing, which is a good kind of thing to do at night time, is if you have any stress in your body, imagine the stress in your body as warm lava. I found this exercise online, so yeah. So you start from the top of your head and imagine that the warm lava is pouring down through your body and out. So you start from the top of your head. It's pouring down past your ears, past your neck, past your shoulders, past your chest, your torso, past your stomach, past your thighs, your knees, your legs, to your feet, to your toes, and out of your body. That's quite a nice relaxing exercise as well. If you might do that, you can and imagine that it's the stress leaving your body, just, you know. Okay, so let's get on to visualizing. I always think I'm saying it funny. Visualizing your goal. and I just put in perceive, believe, achieve. When you use visualization, you want to be using all your senses. You want to be using your sight. What does it look like? What can you see? Your smell, what does it smell like? Your hearing, what can you hear? What does it sound like? Like if you're visualizing a journey or a walk or something, what are the sounds that you hear around you? Taste, like we did with the lemons. What does it taste like? Then you're like, touch. What does it feel like? What does, like make it as tangible as possible. And your emotions, use like, what does it feel like? What does it feel like emotionally? So like I was saying at the beginning, the visualization that I'm talking about is being in line with God, not being out of his will, not doing things that are way out. So when you're thinking of the goal or what you want to change or what you want to do, think about it first of, is it good? Be honest with yourself. Is it good? Is it a good thing that you're thinking of doing or that you want to happen? We're not going to be thinking about robbing banks, and we're not going to be thinking about thieving people, man or woman, or thieving people's stuff. Yeah, that's not what we're doing. We're not visualizing and imagining, I want that person's thing and I'm going to get it. No, that's not what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So is it good for you? Is what you want good for you? Because some of the things, sometimes we want things and it's not good for us. It won't be good for us if we get it. And we want it so much and we don't get it, and we're so disappointed, thinking, why am I not getting it? It's because it's no good for you. Is it positive? Is it a positive thing that you want? Will it hurt others? Like the thing that you want to do, or the thing that you want to obtain, or the goal that you want to attain, is it going to hurt someone else? And again, is it in God's will? So after all of that, you've decided, yes, it's good for me. Yes, it's good. Yes, it's positive. No, it won't hurt anybody. Yes, it's in his will. Everything else, target your goal. Yeah, so now we've got the goal in our mind. Then you want to relax. So you can lie down, you can sit down, you can sit back, you can recline, however you feel relaxed. You can do some of the relaxation techniques that we had in our relaxation video for last week, or you can do some other ones. And just do some deep breathing. Just breathe in and out. Again, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Really just, getting your body into a nice relaxed state. But another thing I wanted to point out, that this visualization is not self-hypnosis. It is not at all. No hypnosis, nothing. We're not dealing with that. That's not what this is. Yeah? You're not trying to manipulate yourself and do any shape shifting or anything like that. That's not what this is about. So you examine the goal. What is it? What do you want to change? So it might be a tangible goal, like something that you want to get. It might be a goal like what you want to do, or it might be a goal of something that you want to change in yourself. So now that you've thought about that, what emotions or feelings go with that change or go with the attaining of that goal? And then think about what's stopping you. What's stopping you from obtaining or attaining that goal? Identify it. Any hindrances, any any obstacles, what are they? Then remove them. So visualize whatever the obstacle or the hindrance is, and then visualize yourself removing it. Visualizing, for instance, if I wanted to, I don't know, if one of my goals was that I want to walk from here to Birmingham. Yeah, imagine. But if it was one of my hindrances or my obstacles, apart from my physical well-being, because for me to walk from there, I have to be proper fit, mate. So apart from all that, I would have to think about my shoes, because my shoes could be a hindrance. So in my mind, I'll be visually removing that obstacle and having the correct footwear, having the correct clothing, having enough water, but I'll be visualizing it. Yeah, so Yeah, never mind the physical stuff. I'll visualize that too. Okay, what do you want to happen? So be very specific. Set your goal and be specific. What do you want to happen? You want a promotion at work? So what's going to happen? Your boss is going to say to you, or personnel, HR, whatever, they're going to say to you, we've been looking at you, or we've been seeing that you've been doing this really great job. Or it might be that you see a vacancy for the promoted job, and you're going to be thinking, okay, I can see the vacancy, I can see myself filling out the form, or whether it be online, whether it be written, whether it be verbal. See yourself doing that. I can see myself doing that. I can see myself handing it in with no mistakes, really good. You could even visualize exactly what you're going to say, exactly your strong point, anything like that. Then you're going to visualize the person receiving it or whatever. You're going to visualize them calling you, maybe they'll call you on the phone, maybe they'll come past your desk or your room or wherever you work and tell you, can I come and speak to you? You're going to visualize it all. And it's really important to visualize the process as well as the outcome. Really important. Then what will happen when you attain it? When you get that promotion, what's going to happen? Are you going to phone your spouse or your son or daughter or your best friend? You're going to phone them up and say, hey, what? I got my promotion. That promotion I went for? I got it. Yeah, let's have some drinks after work. Let's meet up for dinner and celebrate. Think about what's going to happen when you attain it. And where will that take you? Where would that put you? Think about that. Think about maybe if it is a job promotion, does it come with a different desk? Does it come with a different room, a different office? Does it come with a different building change, country? Who knows? Think about it. Use as much details as possible. Another important thing is to see yourself in the first person. So, sometimes when you're imagining things, like sometimes when you have a dream or you have a daydream, or you just one of them visions, or you're thinking about something, sometimes you see yourself as if you're looking at yourself. So I put down here, look at it as if you're doing it, not like a movie looking at yourself, but from your perspective. So you're looking at things from without, not looking at yourself as if you was on stage or in a movie and you're watching it play out and seeing yourself. You're seeing it through your eyes, through your perspective, if that makes sense. Yeah. And then, as I said before, you visualize the process and the outcome. What you need to do step by step. So I have 2 scriptures that I put down here to kind of keep us on track. So the first one is Psalm 37, verse 4-6. Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteous reward shine like the dawn,
your vindication like the noonday sun. So it's really thinking about, delight in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart. So when you're visualizing your goal, when you want to change yourself, you want to do for the better, obviously, when you want to, maybe God's called you to do something, and in order for you to do it, it's going to take a lot, and you visualize yourself, getting to that point where you're in line with what he's got for you, that you're going into the purpose that he has for your life, and he will grant you the desires of your heart. So what your heart is desiring, he's going to give it to you. And commit your way to the Lord. So everything what I was saying in the beginning, we're not going past him, we're not trying to manipulate him or do anything like that. We're committing ourselves to him, we're trusting in him, and then he's going to do what he promised to do. The next one is Philippians 4 verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. So it's like saying, don't worry about anything. All the things you want to obtain and things you want to attain, all the things you want to do, all the work that you want to do, the way you want to step into your calling and you want to do what God has got for you, what he has planned. You want to walk in the purpose that he's placed on your life. Everything you want to do, whether it's your school, whether it's uni, whether it's work, college, whether it's your children, whether it's, you know, your spouse, whatever it is, you know, present it to him. Give it to him in prayer. Every situation, every single thing, by prayer and petition. You know, like when you petition someone, you're not shy about it. You're saying, look, these are the things that I'm disagreeing about, or these are the things that, you know, I would really like, please. And this is step by step. This is, you know, it's a petition. You know, like sometimes when you're on the street now and people's like, oh, can you sign my petition? And they've got a whole list of their demands or their misgivings, their grievances, everything else that they're not happy with, or maybe they want a petition that they want to do something. Maybe they want a petition for, they want a park in their area, say, and they will put down all the things down. Well, you know, the children will have somewhere to play. We'll have lots of green areas and trees and nature and, you know, XYZ. With thanksgiving, be happy, be thankful, present your request to God. I can hear the boys from, how can I be outside the house in the car and I can still hear the boys screeching? I can still hear them making up noise. How is that possible? I hope you can't hear it on there, but that is life, innit? So that's me done. So that's it. That's what I have. Yeah, so that's all my notes. I'm not gonna continue to ramble on and on. I'm probably gonna do some of this at night time tonight or tomorrow. And then we'll be on to week 3. Can you imagine? Week 3 is coming up in 2 days. Wow. Do you know, just wow. I hope this video was informative and helpful for you. I did a lot of research on a lot of things and I kind of condensed it down. I will put the study links in the description box. I also put the scriptures in the description box. Thanks so much for watching. If you got this far, oh my gosh, it's a lot in it. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Leave your comments below. Have you got any visualization techniques that you want to share? Anything that you do that we can also join in? Have you got any scriptures that back up this idea, or any scriptures that, you know, you want to share with us? Let us know. Thumbs up this video if you liked it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. The visualization that I'm talking about is, oh my gosh, let me wait till they go. It's so funny because the neighborhood kid is calling up to my son up at his window. Oh, they're funny. I swear he ran out. Watch a little boy run out to go shop. He's a joker. Next friends, I don't think they can even see me in the car. That is so funny. Anyway, back on track now. Pitting them come back. They still can't see me in the car. So funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Someone just skateboarded past. Someone just skateboarded past. They put do you know, it made me laugh because they proper jump up onto the curb and was gone. They weren't playing. Anyway.